Hey everyone, Zephyr here with IGM for another Let's Try. This one is Sanctum 2, big name game that's come out recently. I'm gonna jump in and show you some of the basics. I've been to the first two areas and just barely jumped in the third one. But that's gonna be a little bit challenging and a little bit chaotic and complicated for this, so we're gonna go with something a little simpler and run with that. Now you see at the bottom they showed a number of different waves. These are kind of introductory stages, so the waves are smaller. It seems like all of the later waves have 10 or maybe 11 waves. Heck, they may even go higher than that. I've only been through the first 3 areas. It's hard to say. But we're going to go with... Well, let me point something out first. On the maps on the left there, the blue area you can build in, the gray area you cannot. So, like that one, you can't build much in that place. Whereas that one is very nice and open. Usually the gray areas will be like weird slopes or terrain or right next to the enemy gate or stuff like that, weird stuff that just doesn't work and that they just don't want you to use. Let's jump into this one though, and I will show you pretty much the basics of it and what it's like. I think this one has a boss, so I might skip a couple of the waves so that you can get to that and see that. They've got these little mini story comics at the beginning of each area that you know, kind of look at and get the hang of. There's 4 characters in this game, which is one of the big differences, I think, from the first Sanctum. And they each use their own specific weapon, as well as a secondary weapon of kind of more generic types. There's a secondary weapon category that everybody shares, whereas they each have their own specific weapon. Like, she has assault rifle, the Rex, which is like a rocket launcher, sniper rifle, and shotgun. I've never played the shotgun. The assault rifle is pretty much what you'd expect. The Rex is my favorite so far. And the sniper rifle is kind of a pain in the ass to use in a game like this. You notice they also have abilities, which is just kind of like a secondary effect. And yeah, I'm going to show you the Rex though, because like I said, it's my favorite gun. And this is the secondary weapon category, of which I've only unlocked 3. As you gain in level, rank essentially, as you can see on my name over here on the right, that shows a 10. That's my rank. At the end of each stage, not each wave, but after you complete all of the waves and beat the stage, you get experience. And that levels you up. And that lets you unlock secondary weapons, and new towers, and new perks, and gives you more slots to take stuff in with you. So it definitely pays to level up. And sometimes if you get stuck somewhere, you can potentially go back, level somewhere else, and do it all over again. Let's see what towers. I haven't been paying too much attention to my towers because I've been playing with friends and I just kind of let them take care of it because I don't care too much. And it's not hard to like coordinate with 3 people. You can totally share stuff, but at the same time, if somebody's putting up towers, why not? Go for it. Got the basic cannon, which I'll definitely be using. The lightning is pretty handy. The mines are nice, but they're 1 use per wave. Or maybe 1 use. You can only have 1 mine from each thing active at a time, so if it blows up, you may be able to go back and get a new one. I don't remember if we tested that or not. The ACP is useful. The Violator could be nice. When I first came through this stage, I didn't use that one. Oop. Let's switch to the Violator. And this is so much fun. The perks I've got access to right now, there's a lot of perks. I've been using the one where you land on enemies and damage them. And the other one gives you speed increase and double jump. And because of her basic ability, that increases, what was it, jump? Or great air control. Okay. Yeah. You will see that here momentarily. The main weapon is locked. I guess there's no alternate versions of it. Yeah. Character's primary weapon cannot be changed. That's just what they've got. High damage, nice range, crap speed. But what can you do?
Okay, I'm up.
Alright, up and at 'em. They used to drop resources and money near the core and you have to go pick it up. In a very recent patch, they just kind of give it to you. Which means that you don't have to worry about resource stealing in multiplayer games. But it also means that I can't do what I was doing and just let the other players do what they want. I'd have to essentially put the stuff down and give it all to them first. Minimap in the left, top left, you can see the door that they're coming in. If you look at the door like there, you can see the enemy. And I cannot build over here. You've got these little helpers too. They don't do a lot, but better than nothing. Alright, so we're going to try and drag this guy out a little bit. Now this stage gets interesting in that
Tower here, tower there.
as each wave comes, they start coming from different doors. You can see there's 3 doors in this area. They're those little gray blocks at each end of the map. So it starts to get complicated. And you essentially need to change the way that you handle it. You can start off handling it a certain way, but it's usually not worth it. So we're just going to play it pretty simple this time through. Oh, and that's all my bases. I am now out, and I have to start putting up towers. Put that guy there. I thought I switched out the drone tower. Oh, damn. So much for the violator. Alright. I guess I'll drop a drone there. Oop. Except that's all my money. Alright. Well, let's play the first wave. I'll show you that. Then I may go skip some. Oh. Wow. Staggered a little bit there. She's got a rocket launcher. The weapons have a cooldown, not really a reload. They just kind of... This weapon is not working the same way. Oh, wait. Sorry, I forgot my controls. There it is. Secondary effect. Oop, I just shot myself almost entirely out of the stage. She's got great air control because this weapon lets her, you know, essentially rocket herself anywhere she wants on the stage. Because you charge up that secondary effect, fire it, jump, fire it at them, and it just kind of shoots you backwards for a long distance. Alright, as you can see, now they're coming out of 2 doors. Thankfully, they're coming out of both of the doors that works with my current setup.
Not enough resources.
Oops. Thankfully, you can also pull those back out. Hit your secondary weapon effect, and it recycles the tower. You also get full points for it, thankfully. So you don't have to worry about wasting anything. We're going to wind them back and forth a little bit. This won't work all that well once the 3rd tower pops out. Sorry, dude. Yes, the tower droppings hurt. We're gonna block this door off.
Not enough tower bases.
Oh man, really? Alright, well, we'll pull this one out and drop it there. So now they have to go around and go into the middle tower. Middle door. Alright, I'll show you this one.
Right, here we go.
Where are they coming from? You can see them on the map. I love those rockets. Alright. And if you want... Oh, there's a weapon switch. It works out really well so that when you have to cool down, reload, whatever you want to call it, your weapon, you just switch to the other one and keep firing. Which is why tunneling enemies works really well. But one of the biggest things that if you've played Sanctum 1s, you'll notice the difference in, enemies don't ignore you anymore. They will totally come after you. Oh, I missed. I'm trying to bounce on his head. Most of them are really hard to bounce on just because they move too much. These little guys aren't bad. Hey, get back here. There we go.
We're clear.
Because they'll tend to stop and try to spit at you. But other than them, most of them are kind of hard to bounce on. The bosses aren't too bad either. But yeah, it's really hard sometimes to get the angle that you want on them. Because like one of the big guys, the heavies, the big crawling bug guys, you have to bounce on their head. If you try to land anywhere else on them, you fall right through their model. It just does nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Oh, and now they're coming through the other door. Which, as you might imagine, is problematic for me. But I can force them to go elsewhere. That's not really what I want to do, is it? Yeah, they don't like wind them through through gaps, if you zigzag a line like that, it doesn't do anything. They don't follow the wall, they follow the shortest path to the goal. So you can't manipulate them quite that well.
Tower here, tower there.
Some of the sayings that your players use are just freaking hilarious. Alright, we're going to drop them there. I don't think I put up any turrets towers last time. I completely forgot. I just put up bases. Put that guy there. Lightning. Oh, and I'm out of resources. I can't do that. Alright, they're not going to come from that direction right now anyway. Whoops. Say, you can pull multiple things at a time, too. There we go. Alright. Let's put up... Well, I haven't really, like, pinned them in yet. So, not all that useful to put the area effect towers in yet. Once I get enough bases and really wind these paths together, that's when you start really trapping them in. But we'll figure that out here shortly.
They're here.
Explorer conscripts. Oh, that's my guys. This thing has an alternate fire too. It's like a time bomb. You can see it right there, and it explodes. The alternate fire does use up more ammo than your primary fire. So there is that to consider. Oh! Jump at me, you little bastard. I'll jump at you. Oh! He hit me. Oh! Get out of the way. Now, one thing about cooldown and weapon reloading, it will not, I mean, you can actively do it, but it will not reload if you switch it out. If you have like one shot left and you accidentally switch it out to your other weapon, it'll, when you come back to it, it'll still have one shot left. So it's a real waste of time to do that. You always want to either manually reload it before you switch, or just keep firing until you run out of ammo and then switch. Oh, and now all 3 waves are coming at me. This is where it starts getting hectic. It's also where I'm going to call it for the moment. And yeah, not going to make it all the way to the boss, I don't believe. Which is sad, but you can see the enemies change too. The guy on the left there are the little kamikaze mines. They rush up to you and explode. Guys on the right are just quick. And then more walkers, and more of the spitters. You come to recognize the symbols, and even though some of them will change a little bit to signify a certain slightly different type of enemy, they're generally about the same. Also, one thing you'll notice in this wave, up at the top, there's a time limit. Some of the sections between waves don't have any time limits, and some of them do. You really just have to keep an eye on it, because you never know when it's going to happen. Kind of annoying, but what can you do? Anyway, that is Sanctum 2. Definitely a game worth trying out, and I highly suggest keeping an eye out for it, and, well, trying it out. It's in your best interest if you like first-person shooters and the like. Anyway, I will catch you all next time. Thank you for joining me. See you later.